the major thought, or you can say what I try to cover, that which will be useful for different type of thesis work, what you are going to be submit at the end, or what is the end product of a master's or a PhD program. So this is a typically UG courses we try to cover. Okay. So some people might have some, something is not discussed during the UG program or something is lacking. So they face little bit of difficulty when we try to take the reference to the different technique and others. If you look into this, the typically this is the UG course what we cover here, and you may not consider this part a genetic algorithm. Okay. So other than that, you'll be finding all the paradigms are listed, including the introduction. And to make it very simple, we stick to the uh, chapters, because we do, even if we refer the different books and different articles to prepare the material or different sources such as available online sources. So we try to look into the basic chapters are like this. So what I meant
Uh,
to say, if somebody
sorry
is
to interrupt.
finding,
Sorry to
hello,
interrupt you, sir. Sorry to interrupt you, sir. This is Parmanand.
yes,
I'm really sorry to got to hear. So so the plan is like, sir. Are you explaining us those that led journey for this program? And I went through your PPTs, couple of PPTs, and are you, sir, highlighting the areas we'll be covering as part of the course? So those who have missed out the initial sessions.
yeah, no, that I'll coming to the point. What is the assumption? Sometimes some course, something we talked, that is exactly just a review of some BTech courses, or maybe MCA, maybe MSc Computer Science, whatever the algorithm is covered. So uh, that's why I want to say ki when we talk a PG course, it's based on certain prerequisite, right? And that is the reason, because we start from a certain level. That is the reason some portions people find it is not, they're not able to link, or by some means it is not covered to them. Okay, so we have UG materials which can be shared, but it's a 3 credit course and a target is to cover. So that's why first I saw ki whenever we plan for a PG course, it sits on the top of that. Now I'll show you what are the courses is there in your curricula, in post graduation curricula. So this is one of the PPT where we use, as I say, we follow completely the structure available with a single book, and we try to fix a textbook. The reason is that it must be a standard book. Second, when you have the plenty of information on that which can be referred. And about the Sahani book, let me tell you, Sahani book is a Mamo, Sahani book is a book actually, where you'll be finding, if you try to refer, it's a standard book. It's not a typical like an Indian book where the solutions are being talked about. So if you carefully look into the chapter and the reference and the problems, you'll find a different problem. You see, computer science being a global course, and we should not refer to, you may refer to a paper if you finding it is difficulty. Many Indian book, many authors are writing, but it is not going to give the complete flavor that a standard course or standard book reflects. So these are the courses what we try to cover in UG level. And now I'll come to the a point for the PG level. This thing I'll share because this is the course content of the UG material. I'll share that one. Now I am sharing what is SIP. Earlier, we were offering algorithm design, and sometimes we find that the people are facing problem on some basic, some advanced data structure they could not apply to the various type of problems. So that's why I told in the class for PhD students, I have a separate assignment which typically covering the advanced data structure. Now let us come to the course plan, what we plan to discuss. And I recommend basically the Sahani book as one of the textbook whenever you are missing the fundamental. The next book, which is also available to freely download, and if you look into that, we are mostly the highlighting chapters are complexity of the problem under which your course starts from NP complete problem. So think that before that you have to cover a good amount of text. You have to memorize the number of problem statements. Suppose I try to refer circuit satisfiability problem. I presume that you know that. If I say click problem, I presume that it is know that. So if I say knapsack problem or spanning tree problem, I presume that you must know the problem statement. So this is the something when we are starting from the actual course complexity of a problem, the flow will be like this. We try to define a problem, we try to see what we can do in algorithm. Then there is a plan to take one or two lecture that in which context you try to apply machine learning algorithm, not these algorithms, or typically we have AI algorithms. Okay, so if you look into the first content, the complexity of the problem, introduction to the computational concept complexity, and there is a lower bound. Okay. So these are the three portions on complexity of the problem. Then we come to the coping with the hardness, how we will find out the solution to NP hard problems. So under which we have randomized algorithm and approximation algorithm. And sometimes the backtrackings are used. As I assume that the backtracking is the UG course, I don't want to take that one, but if required, we'll be looking into the backtracking. This book, which I am sharing, is available to freely to download, and I'll share this PPT. I'll upload so you can go for that. Next book, where you'll be finding these portions are also reflected and the repeated, and the author Professor Basu is the professor from the BHU IIT BHU. So he has a approach where he also talk about randomized approximation, lower bound theory, NP completeness, and genetic algorithm. These are the chapter which is to be referred from this particular book. And next, when you come to the data structure or different type of data structures, obviously we follow a object oriented approach. We cover many things in the lab, that is implementation, how to start. I mean, it starts with a template. Typically realization, theoretically we talk about abstract data type, then we'll go for the implementation. So this particular book contains details about the different advanced data structures. uh, I'll share also a PDF that where you'll be finding one minute, please. Okay, looking into is it visible? Hello, any content is visible?
Yes, sir. We can see the PPTs,
No, no.
list of PPTs.
Okay, no, no. I tried to share a PDF file. Is it visible? Just wait for a few minutes.
Yes, no, not as of now.
Okay. Let me try it again, maybe. I don't know why now it's not sharing. Are you finding a content of my desktop? Is it visible? No, it's not sharing actually. Okay.
Your desktop is
Uh,
visible, sir.
but the file is not visible. Just wait that I am scrolling over the file. No, it's not sharing actually. I have checked it. It's not sharing. Maybe it's a PDF. It's not sharing. I'll look into that. So this particular, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll do one thing. I'll do it quickly so that you can see.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
sir, you can turn on the preview pane. So the PDF will be displayed in the preview pane in the right
No, no,
from the view
that no,
option.
no. I just because it's a final thing. I tried to put into uh, my PPT so that this thing once I'll be share uh, simultaneously I can complete. Just I finished now. Yeah. So see, if you look into the data structure portions, right? It's visible, I think.
Yes, sir.
Data structure portion, we talk about hashing. You see, what are the prerequisite when we talk about the hashing? Something you might have covered during your undergraduate or the previous courses. So if you look into this article number 8.2.4, theoretical evaluation of overflow technique, look into the title, theoretical evaluation of overflow technique. Every author tried to refer to the NUT. It's a mathematical treatment where we talk about the hashing. And so what the advanced data structure portion we try to cover, that is your hashing technique. Second is your heap structure. As you know, when we talk about divide and conquer, why we try to talk about divide and conquer, where we, even if we try to design a minimum spanning tree algorithm, we talk about the heap is used, the mean heap is used where the edges has to be arranged and we pick up the edges. Now, when you have a good number of heaps, and you'll be finding by changing that heap, you will be have a different complexity of the minimum spanning tree algorithm, which are much more better than when we talk about a main heap. Okay, so this is some data structure where we try to use in decision making. When you try to sort something, the worst case complexity will be order of n square, or best case will be order of, instead of that we recommend the heap. So the heap structure is to be covered, and these are the heaps. There are many other new heaps, and the new type of heaps will be the assignment to the PhD students. So the min-max heap, D heap, leftist heap, binomial heap. You can follow also Karman Fibonacci heap. These are the heap structures discussed. Both are the theory and the problems are there in this data structure. Looking into the courses, number of classes available, we are not going beyond this hashing and the heap structure. Okay. Otherwise, if you look into different other search structures, we have endless, and we have some external memory structures which is useful for big data and others. So looking into the course and its application, the number of data structures to be covered is like this. Okay, in addition to here, let me finish this thing. You can download this book, is also available. In initially also I saw about number of books, and this is a book which is written by Indian author, but none of the book is like this. You can directly read from the book. These are something standard things are there. You have to write it down on a paper and all. And the content which I just now I saw, this is from this book, Data Structure and Algorithm in C++. So in addition to these contents, we are going to cover uh, a few different type of algorithms which is not appearing exactly on the book, uh, like introduction to a particular specific algorithm for multi-core structure. What is a what is the core structure of a parallel algorithm, because you do not have any scope to learn. Maybe in one lecture we try to finish. And in addition to that, that in introduction portion, we have a very important thing, that is the proof to the correctness of the algorithm. So we are proving that in the correctness of the algorithm in one section. So this is the something we want to decide. And when to start with assuming that something is covered in your undergraduate program, so to bridge that gap, we use some UG slides to give you a feeling that okay, you are finding certain continuity. Let us be simple. I can give you example of 0-1 knapsack problem. If you understood the 0-1 knapsack problem, number of times I am referring to that problem. Objective function constraints are like this. So similarly, minimum spanning tree, traveling salesman problem. So mathematical statement is the must. Okay. So this is something I want to talk about. People ask that courses of study and others. That is the reason we didn't specify. Sometimes what we find, we need to teach many more things from the basics that we used to do earlier. But there is a debate on the review meeting. Okay, whatever they have learned in UC, you assume that they know that, you start your portion. Otherwise, at the end of the day, when courses are evaluated, what are the different portions you covered? We got expert. When I say I taught divide and conquer again, I taught greedy again, and dynamic programming again. So they question mark, these things are UG course, and why these things are repeated. Okay, these are the evaluation and other dilemma. Now, I think you are asking something, Mr. Barik, I think. Hello. Regarding some slides, which is, hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, I'm audible. No, something, someone is asking about the slides and others. I think those who have joined in late. Yes. Or I'll come to the specific query again. I think someone is asking. I think he's there or left. I don't know. He has some query. Maybe he is a PhD student. I think he's not there. Okay. So we'll uh, let us talk about what are the basic things you want actually, so that I can send those PPTs and others. Okay. I have shown you the basic things what we assume that it is covered in the UG courses. Yes.
So kindly share the solution of reconciliation of the
Which
randomized
one?
quicksort
Which
also.
one? Let me write down. Which one?
The reconciliation solution, you write
Or
down that
recurrence,
you say,
recurrence. I mean,
or
how
randomized
to
quick
solve
sorting.
the recurrence relations. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that
Yeah.
I think I didn't share the divide and conquer. Uh,
No, you shared that, but in last class you said na, that you will just share the means solution
no,
of
no,
your
that
notes.
no, no. I'll share my notes. That is in fact ready. I because taking the photograph was a problem. That I'll share. I remember because that even I had planned to discuss those things because under randomized algorithm when I'll be discussing randomized quicksort, um, that also I'll share the for the quicksort. Okay, that I remember. That I'll share. Okay, randomized quicksort and another is your quick select. We'll be
Yeah, quick.
discussing selection
I I
selection
have done
algorithm.
the quick select one. Na? Last one you give in the uh, lab one,
No,
question number
no,
9 or 10.
selection. I mean, complexity analysis of quick select.
Okay,
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 quick
okay.
select. That I remember. These are the things to be shared. Let us go the paradigm wise. First, let us look into the divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Typically, what you have to cover, you have to cover the basic divide and conquer technique and the different way the recurrence relation can be solved. That is all. I mean, 5 different way. I think I have shared a 300 series PPT of mine, which is 300 introduction to divide and conquer like that. Um, I have to check on my mail actually how many things. Let us come to the divide and conquer. What something more you want
Yeah,
from
that one
divide?
we received, na?
Divide and conquer actually. I didn't share the convex hall, stress ends, all those things I didn't share. I think
Mm.
I have shared divide and conquer 301 introduction.
Yeah, where the 5 techniques are there, na, for solve the
The 5
reconciliation.
techniques are there and recurrence relation, all those things are there.
Yes, yes.
And typically some of the assignments where which is given, you can find that is application of max-min, application of your typically binary search algorithm. Uh, Binary search, anything I shared or binary search, I think I have shared one IEEE paper that is average case
Paper.
analysis
Yes,
of binary search.
yes.
Okay, so I'll be sharing the binary search PPT if you want, where the mathematical derivation is there. Typically, when the question we ask the best case analysis and the worst case analysis of binary search. The best case is that we'll find the element in first iteration. So complexity of the best case will be order of 1, right? Okay, what is the worst case analysis for binary search? Yes, anybody please? Worst case analysis of binary search.
Sir, all elements are same, means duplicate.
All elements are duplicate, but you will find it immediately at the midpoint. No? It will be worst order 1.
The element is on the boundary.
Elements are in the boundary. Either it is the first element or the last element. So in worst case analysis, actually it is divided into two. One is n is power of 2, another is n is not the power of 2. Right? Got it? So n is power of 2 and n is not the power of 2. So based on that, another thing, the variant which sometimes we ask in the assignment to do, that is your binary insertion sort. Okay, binary insertion sort. You are modifying the insertion sort while searching. You take the help of the binary search. Okay, so uh, these things are in my slide. I'll share it. And so the average case running time of the binary search, which is actually considered when we assume that n is not the power of 2 to the power k. Either it will be 2 to the power k minus 1 or 2 to the power k plus 1. That will be odd number of element, because when we try to construct the tree or the recursive version or the iterative version, any of the algorithm is considered. If you look into the recursive version, it is clear that the height of the tree will be order of log n. Okay, so I'll be sharing divide and conquer. I am loading a slide with 300. I am loading a slide with 303. Okay, 303. And again, I should say you should not be confused. These are the prerequisite. These are the prerequisite for your course, and you download this thing because sometimes if required, I have to remove those things from the folder where we are sharing. Okay. So next, anything on divide and conquer? Yes. Anything on divide and conquer?
Sir, Sahani is enough for divide and conquer, or we need to go for any other book like Nuth?
Which
Sir,
no, you can refer to anything. You see, book is like this, which you really love to understand those things. So why we select this Sahani book and others? Which book you told?
so Nuth.
No, notebook is a very tough book. Just look into that, huh? If notebook it will be easy for everybody, then why other people are writing the books? Okay,
Or sir,
so
sometime you
notebook if
have
you
told.
no, I'm telling you at your level you have to go for the notebook. But which book you'll go for notebook? The chapter intro. Have you seen any notebook?
No, sir.
The first volume is only introduction to algorithm. Don't believe it. It's only talking about introduction to algorithm. So everyone from computer science must see the book. Must see the book. You know,
And
a
sir,
person without any email ID, without any social media, he never looks into email also. You just read about something. He said it's a wastage of my time. If I am looking into the email and he is promised to write number of volumes, 7, 8 volumes, but now it is in 4th volume. So those are the masterpiece. So explicitly divide and conquer, we will not find is it is spread over the books. That's why it is difficult. Okay. Just now I have loaded 0 and 303. 301 divide and conquer introduction, 303 binary search I have loaded to Microsoft team folder. Okay.
Sir, one
Yes.
book I have with me, you might have heard, might have used Corman
Corman is a
introduction.
common book we use. We use the Corman, but Corman is the best book. But Corman you will be finding, like you see, if I am asking why not you have an answer for 01 knapsack problem in divide and conquer, I am asking can you say a problem which is NP complete, but we have a solution in divide and conquer. What are the different problems for n large? It is a difficult problem, but we have a solution in divide and conquer. In this way, you won't find answer in Corman. I do appreciate Corman. It's a master book. You answer if you able to answer with a Corman, it's good. Then you have studied it properly. I want a very comfortable way to study. And a same problem when it is treated in different paradigm, it gives you a feeling how 01 knapsack problem has got 4 different algorithms, or you can say 6 different algorithms available, or maybe how number of new algorithms is possible under a different paradigm. That is explained in Sahani, not in Gorman. That's why if you look into the content only without looking, the 01 knapsack problem is being treated in all the chapters. Okay, not in divide and conquer. That means the problem is not a candidate of divide and conquer. So our objective is to that when somebody is looking to a new problem and he is looking for a solution, whether you go for machine learning or you go for solving in a traditional method, don't borrow the statement from others. Other people have done it with the machine learning, so I am doing the same thing. So you are not able to defend. So there, if you look into the Corman, if you see in dynamic programming, the matrix chain multiplication is the best way it is explained the activity of dynamic programming in Corman. But Corman miscarries so many information, like starting from hardware implementation of divide and conquer, is the one of the best book in the world. But we must approach to a problem that as if as a solution architect, I am providing solution to a problem. First, I read what are the approaches, then I try to develop a approach. How can I develop a algorithm? Real world, what will happen? Okay, if possible, I'll go for one lecture. Maybe when I'll share something. It's a complete lecture. I'll share which I deliver into other places. So I'll share it because in what is the problem solving? What is the real world problem? Why you want to do that? Uh, Maybe typically people are talking about using. I mean, this is I'll use AI technique to solve it. Then when we say what is the basics, how you will do it, it is difficult for them. So that's why I want to take at least one class where I can distinguish between. Yeah, I think I have shared data. So this is the traditional programming approach. I'll be just using just 2 slides just to give you a impression that how the traditional algorithm and the algorithms under the AI are different, or the algorithms in your machine learning in general. Machine learning is a branch of AI are different. Okay, I think this is very simple. You uh, devise an algorithm. So who will devise? An individual has to devise. Implement the algorithm. Who will implement? Either a programmer or a designer himself will be implemented. Then after implementation, you have to test the algorithm. Look into that. If a problem is given, are you in a position to say, I'll be using machine learning? Those people do not understood anything, just heard about the buzzword. This diagram is sufficient for them to get the basis. Look into this. We are now using these things. Here the program are nothing but the algorithm. Okay, the popular term use the program in the machine learning, they call it as a model. Okay, and here the program means we are developing a algorithm. We are using certain input data, and we take the help of the computer to do that. And when I say computer, I think last class I was explaining whether it is a actual computer or a theoretical computer like the Turing machine. Exactly the theoretical machine which is referred for studying this complexity are Turing machine, though we starts with DFA and FA, but we explain in terms of the Turing machine. Okay, so these type of things, if it is sequentially taught to someone, this is not available in the book. Okay, maybe I am sharing one more slide. It will be giving you much more approach. If you look into this, this particular arrow is the output, but it is subjected to the iteration. When we look into the next machine learning cycle, the program is getting modified. One program is produced, not satisfy the result. Again, you modify it. Okay, so this is where the algorithm comes. That means you can say, I do not know the algorithm. I cannot have a algorithm. I cannot construct a algorithm. So I go for a machine learning. Now my question, if you understood NP complete and others, are you going to say that these problems are NP hard problems for which I am using machine learning? uh, when I am going to use machine learning? So these are the questions we have to relate it, because you'll be finding a good number of people when they try to find out a solution into the machine learning problems. So they say, okay, somebody who understood is say, I do not have any algorithm. I have only input and output. So these things are related. We have to relate it. Otherwise, we won't have any feeling that how it can be used. Okay. I'll just Yes, please. This is the my view why I am reluctant to select the Corman. Corman is a good book. Topic wise, you can refer to the Corman, but don't follow. I mean, in this chapter I'll cover. This chapter I'll cover. Okay, but if you look into the content of the Sahani, many problems they have considered, and sometimes some exercise problems is very much similar to that problem. Suppose binary search, 0 1 knapsack problem. Suppose somebody, if a person says, ki, sir, I have understood clearly 0 1 knapsack problem, I will prove it within 1 week. The whatever the assignment is submitted to the thesis students in final year, or maybe what one PhD student is doing, you can implement in 1 week if you really understood only the 0 1 knapsack problem, because we start with 0 1 knapsack, then we move to the multiple bins. Instead of single knapsack, we have a multiple knapsack. Okay, so I personally observe that the content and the problem which is listed in the Sahani can be mapped to lot of real world problems. And if you explain someone, you see this is the problem, and you want to do something which is very much similar to I have a greedy algorithm. Can you think of a new greedy algorithm? This feeling if we can generate, then we are going to definitely justify the book or the content what you have understood, and you can develop the new algorithm and you can work for the new thesis. That is the end point actually. The course, again, a number of time told, the objective of delivering this course not to get a grade. And I also cite one example, one of the students, there are many students. There was a girl, now she's in Samsung, she won the Google Woman of the Year. She was the only girl who was driving me in my class. I started with hashing. She has a requirement on the hashing. She sum up like this: ki she is going to use the hashing in biometric. So to meet her query, I have to modify the course. I have to add so many things. Ultimately, she started her PhD problem with some thoughts. And when she learned the hashing properly, she transformed her PhD thesis where 2 chapters are like she solved in using hashing. This is the thing. That's why always there is a thought that if time permits, I want to take all the PhD people separately, and assigning a topic, this should have a fill that I am applying this to my problem area. Okay, so Sahani, I mean sorry, Corman is well appreciated. You can go for the Corman. Uh, no question that it's a very standard book. And one more thing in Corman which is very positive, you can find a hardware implementation of divide and conquer technique. Okay, anybody has seen that?
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Anybody has seen that in Corman? Those people have implemented insertion sort and the quick sort. You able to find out that insertion sort is good for certain element? Yes or no? Yes. What is your finding? Those you have implemented?
Sir, if
Yes.
few elements are sorted,
Hmm?
sir,
Yes.
if array is sorted and a few elements are unsorted, then insertion sort is good.
Insertions, no, we try with a randomized element, but there is a crossover point between insertion sort and quick sort or not? Sometimes people try it, somebody says 8, 9. Okay. Now what the divide and conquer hardware design says, suppose always I try to sort a element, what I'll do, I found that for 10 element insertion set is good. Okay. So now directly they are designing a hardware for 10 elements, and that hardware is going to perform the insertion sort. And you look into that, means you try to reduce the complexity. Only with the algorithm you cannot reduce the complexity. Then it comes to your co-design, embedded system and co-design. Co-design is the activity. You start with the optimization problem. You find it out which part is to be implemented in hardware, which part is to be implemented in software, so that again you write a algorithm, the small problem, Listen, the small problem is the insertion sort, but it directly goes to the hardware. So you give me 5,000 element, I'll go on dividing, I match the small problem size, let us say 10. So those for 10 elements, I am directly calling, I am executing a machine instruction. I am directly executing a machine instruction which takes 10 element and sort it with a constant time. So these things you will find in the Coreman. Search it. So this is the ASIC design. People thought in computer science background, I cannot be a ASIC designer. Many people from our students, they are well placed with architecture and doing the hardware implementations. So confining one thought that algorithm I'll only implement, I'll take the help of the softwares only is a wrong thought. Now let us look into a data compression algorithm. Any data compression algorithm you know? Any of you know any data compression algorithm? Have you heard of this thing?
Code is
Yes, Huffman coding. Okay, Huffman coding. But when I am looking into the image, I am transmitting the image, I am capturing the image, I want to compress it. Do you think I'll have a computer besides me? I'll run a algorithm, I'll run a program to compress my photograph? Answer is no. It has to be done on fly. You are buying a camera, and camera, it is inbuilt into the hardware, and it is follow a specific type of compression which always does, and put into your memory, maybe a SIM card, maybe to the computer memory. Tomorrow one camera is going to come with a good compression. He say, okay, with 1 GB storage you can store this many of photograph with this resolution. Previously 3 to 4 years before, if you take a camera, you cannot store that many images. So it is a hardware implementation. That is one of the another area of algorithm implementation. So can we design a algorithm which is friendly for hardware implementation? It's a very good opportunity. And interesting thing is that if you look into electronics department, they work on this. So our colleagues say, sir, we are taking algorithm from your book, or it is your work what we are doing. Starting from encryption, starting from different type of security system. Here, if you will come to the campus, at least I can introduce to few faculty and the PhD students. All are from electronics department, but working on this. They are working on a hardware implementation of intrusion detection system. And you people says, no, I am not getting any idea if I'm doing the security. And even if I ask my students, okay, I am interested to work on a intrusion detection system, sir, ye nahi hoga. It's nothing to be scared of. It's just a how you are being trained to do that. So Coreman, the last line, the Coreman, if you will interested, peep into that. That is how Bitonic submerge is there, how a hardware is designed. And interestingly, you will be finding a hardware for insertion sort, bubble sort there in the Coreman. So ultimately, objective is to reduce the complexity. Second, we are looking for certain algorithm which will be implemented in the hardware so that things will be on fly. Look into optical network. The particular link communication is too fast, and you are not supposed to bring this traffic to your PC and recite that as a data and run your algorithm, leaves the output. But the optical communication will not wait for you. It has to be on fly. The algorithm has to be executed on fly. So there is an area that is a hardware implementation of the algorithm. So Coreman is the good book to start with. Okay. Anything I can help you on divide and conquer? Yes. Any portion, if anybody looks into the divide and conquer.
Actually, I referred like solving the recurrence relation in the Sahni book. Like there was some table O of G of N. Like I was not able to understand it completely because
Where actually? In which chapter? Can
the
you
divide
tell
and
me exactly?
I'll just open it. I'll tell you.
Sahni book actually they have not explained how to solve the recurrence relation.
Yeah, I mean there was one very small topic, 2-3 questions they have only solved in the examples. like they have, I don't remember exactly, but they have made one table and there was one format. I'll just refer it and I'll.
Okay, that is the count format. There is one approach they are using. That is in first chapter, I think.
Yes, sir. First chapter only.
First chapter, they are introducing a count to the program and they try to calculate the count value. But that is not the conventional way to solve the recurrence relation.
So because
Okay, you want
even in for preparation of GATE also, I solved, like I was taught Master's theorem, but it was a like simplified version. So in here I saw it, they were
okay,
solving like
okay,
that. So
okay,
I was like,
okay, I got it. You want more details on recurrence relation? It's with me, I'll share. Much more details on different looking into different recurrence relation. I think this book which I have shared you, Professor Basu's book is a good book. You can find some content. It is available on online. You can go for that. The third reference, the reference book, design method of the methods and analysis of algorithm. So here in the mathematical preliminary, you can find that. Few more things are there in this book. And I have some handouts collected from the web. I'll share it. Recurrence lesson, you want more tips. Okay, done. Sahani, which page? Can you tell me? You got that one? I think it is in chapter 1 you are referring.
chapter 1 only.
Okay, you just text me. You text me, but I'll be definitely sharing the recurrence. Binary I have shared. Any other things in
Sir, page number 40 means 25 in book, I think.
25? Okay,
Yes,
I have the
performance
book with me.
analysis.
Yes. I have the book with me. Okay, here is they are introducing the count actually. 25. Which table? That is a statement is there algorithm called add.
There are 2-3 tables means for different algorithm.
Some and others.
So
Yes.
maybe he is
This is
asking about this.
yeah. This is actually what they try to do, and ultimately they are finding something in the bottom that is 2mn plus 2n plus 1. I think like statement like this. Na? Your question is how you are finding, and for somewhere they are finding recurrence less than x equal to tr something. Yeah. No, this chapter actually, without introducing the recurrence lesson, they introduce the number of steps per execution. So with help of that, they try to explain number of steps or number of statement per execution. It's a very crude approach without any formula. So what I can say only if your algorithm is coming under divide and conquer, then only you can write down a recurrence relation and you have to solve the recurrence relation using any of the 5 method. Okay, I got it. So these algorithms actually they are using the count statements they are introducing. You just refer to the page number 23. A small example is add is there. Just now, just like we measure the count in the lab, for the sorting also the same idea type of idea is being used. They try to calculate number of statement executed at a particular instant. So within the domain of the loop, they introduce one more count statement. Okay. So this is just is steps per statement uh, per execution or steps per execution. They use a quantity S/E. So that is the key to the. But you see, this is not the recurrence relation chapter. You refer to the Basu, and I'll be sharing one details where you have a different type of recurrence relation and how it is being solved. Okay. So should we move to the next approach, that is your greedy? Tell me greedy.
Hello,
What is
sir.
the yes?
Sir,
Yes, please.
is not the steps for execution is for calculating the total frequency of instructions being executed in the Sahani
Right,
book?
right. Steps for execution, actually they are introducing at different places the number of statements to be executed, broadly classified into the loop and the non-loop statement. Okay, and this is the total frequency you can calculate at the end, and they try to express the frequency as the complexity. Okay, but that is a very I mean crude approach is being used, but are you going to find out a complexity formula in terms of n from that? You see, this is the approach mostly used by electronics and electrical people when they write a algorithm. They explain like this. And when the thesis is reviewed and the examiners are asking, what is your complexity? Express it in asymptotic notation. So they come to our department. So we have to help them how to write it. Then the most dangerous part, if you have developed a order in n algorithm and previously author has developed a order in algorithm, then maximum people ask in the evaluation, their algorithm is order of n and your algorithm is order of n. How your algorithm you claim it is improved? You believe me, 10 years before, if you show a picture without noise and then you apply certain techniques showing the another picture where you remove the noise and your new picture looks to be good, that was accepted by the community. Now no one is accepted. Everybody asks in terms of complexity. Either you look into, only computer science people can do it, either you look into a best case, worst case and say that okay, this is good for best case, but in the worst case my algorithm has a edge. So this method was being used. They used to calculate number of addition operation, number of multiplication operation. They list it, this number of addition, this number of multiplication, and other algorithm has this number of addition, this number of multiplication, which is actually not the true measure. Okay, so it is discouraged and you have to go for complexity in terms of order of n. Anything on divide and conquer? Okay, I'll be also sharing one thing. Convex solve, you know. Yes, anybody know about convex Hall?
Sir, the
No,
Niels
sir.
question.
No, convex Hall is a problem. Listen, convex Hall is a problem where actually we have many applications, and this is a problem which is NP complete, right? And being a NP complete problem, it has a solution in under divide and conquer. So I'll be sharing my slide, uploading my slide to that. It will be for your reference, and just have a look into that. And in because this is the old slide which I have prepared with reference to MATLAB. I do not know whether you can find a, I mean, equivalent code in the Python and others. So if you can find, then you can go for the example that how it will be in the Python. I hope it will be there because it's a very common. Uh, okay, I'm sharing. Huh? Just have a look into this. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes. Just I'm running through. I mean those slides. You see, this is a three space problem. You want to identify object in the space, and maybe you are measuring the size of a asteroid and measuring a size of a planet on the through the telescope. I mean, how to decide the area of the planet, size of the planet, and so something is application into that, and you are finding a object like 3D printing, 3D modeling. It is nothing but a typical divide and conquer algorithm. Okay, so look into the example. This is the example cited from 2003. I mean, the embedded AI for the mass mission revolution. This also based on a divide and conquer algorithm that is identifying a three-dimensional object, tracking a robot. So example is very simple algorithm like this, the visual pattern matching detecting a car license plate. Now you are talking about and people are using, problems are not new, people are using uh, typical image processing technique, people start using different machine learning technique, writes only 2 line of codes, and but they do not know the algorithm what is run in the backend which recognizes the license plate. Okay, so these
Sir,
are, yes,
sir, I'm asking the page number 130, sir. I found it.
one
130, and the
130.
chapter divide and conquer only.
Okay, okay, I'll take on after this, sir. Okay, 130. I think you are with the old edition book. Can you tell me the article number, that is 3.1, 3.2, like that? Yes, because the book which I am having,
Example number 3.1, sir.
example number 3.1. Good. I'm finding example number 3.2. How interesting. I don't think there is a missing page on my book. Mhm. Example or exercise? Or table? Table, I think. There is, it starts from example number 3.2, algorithm 3.1.
Sir, I can share the snapshot only from the PDF.
Okay. You please share it, because I am finding example number 3.2, which the directly substitution of A equal to 2, B equal to 2. Example number 3.3. And there is a interesting,
The
there is a root
example
over.
3.1 is on first page of chapter, sir.
Yeah. It is detecting the counterfeit coin. That is example 3.1. I think you are having a different edition book than me. For me, the example 3.1 is detecting a counterfeit coin. Out of n number of coin, one is defective. How to find it out?
I am sharing it. Can you see?
Okay. That is, I think you try to share something which is table. Okay, got it. That is table 3.1. Table 3.1. Okay, it's not example 3.1. You see?
They are using, they're solving under the example.
No, that is table 3.1. Got it. Okay, you see, that's why I say, this is a very good standardized book. You see, directly they are bringing this thing UN and HN. Okay, that makes you confusion. Okay, so what he tried to say, when you are looking in, is bringing to form where Tn is the previously defined Tn equal to 2. So the algorithm runs around UN. So if UN is the algorithm with a polynomial of n, it can be order of n square, it can be constant time, it can be n log n. So looking into that, they are finding what will value of the Hn. Okay. So Hn they define f of n divided by n log n. F of n is your given function. Here it is very simple. It's just like a big O notation. Your original function is f of n, right? Your original function is f of n. When you try to prove it's a bound, you are looking for the another function g of n, and they define a term Hn equal to f of n divided by n log a, another function. So now the question is that if I am going to find this is will be order of something, is it going to cover your function f of n? This is simple. Okay, Hn. So first your function is f of n. That part is clear. Your
I
function is
understood the examples. Like I was like asking, this is the right.
no. First you understood like this. What is h of n? What is h of n? Look into the big O notation. When I try to find out f of n is order of gn, I am talking about the gn which is going to cover f of n. Okay, cover f of n. And here it tried to solve a recurrence relation where it is using, which method it is using? Which method it is? It tried to, you see, if you look into the equation number 3.2, come to the equation number 3.2. So 3.2 first assumption is n is equal to b to the power k. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, yes, I'm
So,
following.
so n is to the power b to the power k. So n is to, when n is 2 to the power b to the power k, you take log of both the side. What will be the value? Okay, I'll share my note again, where we have the whatever the master's theorem you are using, it is actually solved. On that I used to teach in the UG classes. I'll share that. That is a 3-page material, how it is being solved. Okay, so
Yes,
so that it will be clear to you.
yes, that will be
The
helpful.
problem is the solution to divide and conquer problem. Solution to divide and conquer problem, where we start with a typical equation like whatever it is written there, a t n by b plus f of n, exactly this equation we'll use, and we'll find three cases. So these three cases are actually they represented in a different form, but there we represent with relationship whatever you are using, a equal to b, a to the greater than b to the power k, like that. Okay, that I'll share.
Yes,
That
so
I'll
this
share.
is the format I studied actually for GATE. But because when I saw it in the
No,
book,
no,
I was
no.
confused.
No. I'll share you complete details, things derivation, which I used to teach. Actually, it's a blackboard teaching. I'll I'll share my copy of the note. Okay, that is remember that will be under article solution to Master's theorem. Okay, that proving whatever the result of the Master's theorem we are using, that will derive and mathematically will prove how we are getting the three cases. Right. Okay.
Sure.
That will sir, got it. Huh? This will solve your problem. Fine. And another thing, if you look into chapter exercise, there is a quantity called root n, or recurrence relation, which is having a term. The left hand side is order of n, and the right hand side is root n. Okay. Right hand side is the root n. What you will do?
So we can use change of variable method.
Yes, you can substitute the root n with
B
2
power
power.
n k. Yes, sir. 2 power k.
to the power k. Fine. That will do. So that will be the only exercise problem which is with certain trick. That is the exercise number 4 in under divide and conquer. Right. So we'll move to the greedy. Under greedy algorithm, I think I have explained you subset sum paradigm and ordering paradigm. Both the things I have explained you. The only thing I have asked you, because you see the greedy algorithm onwards, we are dealing with the problems which is mostly the optimization problems. And so optimization problem must have a problem statement. And I asked you something to search whether you can find a problem statement related to spanning tree, related to traveling salesman problem. Any progress on that? Anybody has found out? Any of you have found anything? Problem statement related to spanning tree and others. Okay, I'll show you now. Yeah, I'm not finding where I have kept actually.
That you have uploaded in the team.
Which one? No, that paper I have uploaded. No, I have got. And you'll be just to convey you the idea that how a simple 01 knapsack problem statement is uh, sufficient enough to understood the problem statement of this particular type of problem like traveling salesman and others. Uh, that is the whole idea. Okay, let me take because there are many folders. I'll take 1 minute. Let me. I think I'm not getting now. I'll be okay. I will be sharing because that problem statement will give you the information how we the basic concept of your NPK. I mean the 01 knapsack problem can be used. 01 knapsack problem can be used to find uh, uh, other problem statement. Okay. So those things are not explicitly available in any of the book. Very rare. So you have to search for the paper to find out the statement. But I have prepared something for you, so let me take a attempt. It is on my folder actually. What I was teaching on that day for non-deterministic algorithm, there itself I have added the problem statement. Okay, so I'll be sharing once I'm searching for that file. So I think we discussed something basis of divide and conquer when we have subset sum paradigm and ordering paradigm, and we try to take the example of 01 knapsack problem. Uh, whether those things is sad to you or not, you tell me in the greedy. The greedy, have you got the, I mean, this general greedy PPT I have shared you or not? Something I have shared with the Nitris. Yes, please.
Nothing related to greedy, sir, specifically, sir.
No, no, greedy, greedy. I have where there is a discussion about the two different paradigm, including algorithm and example of the knapsack. Not set. Okay. Okay. Greedy is not said, as you say. Okay, I'll do that. Huh? Greedy is mostly that I have used. This is the content which I told. Um, Subset sum paradigm and ordering paradigm. So in one, the not cell, we put everything into the min heap and max heap as per the problem statement, and we pick up. And second, we are not doing any pre-processing or not designing heap or not putting the things into the data structure. We directly take from the set whichever is the first element, we select that one. If it meets the criteria, we add as the solution or a typical greedy strategy. This is the different from subset sum paradigm and ordering paradigm. So greedy I'll share today. I'll do that. Greedy, the basic things I'll share. Second is that next is your dynamic programming. Dynamic programming, as we have discussed, it always produces you the optimal solution. And under dynamic programming, we have the basic concept. That slide is shared. I think some of the slides I've shared in the Nitris. If required, I'll upload to this portal also. I mean your Microsoft Team portal also. Greedy, anybody remembers? That is the slide. I'm sorry, the greedy starts with 400 number and dynamic starts with a number 500. Okay, greedy I'll share. And have you come across a problem called container loading? Container loading. Okay, I'll be sharing the two things from the greedy. I'll be sharing two things from the greedy. Just now I am sharing two things from the greedy. I think we have finished sharing. Only recurrence lesson and solutions to the master's theorems to be shared. Now I am sharing I am sharing two files, container loading and your basic greedy property. Okay, that starts with 401 because this is always we prepared something reference to Sahani. So we'll share it with the Sahani chapter number as the initial. So 401 is the greedy introduction. And there is another file which is a good example, is again a variant of the knapsack problem, that is 402, the greedy container loading. Okay, two files in progress. One is already shared, 401 is already shared, 402 is in progress. Okay, so the idea is that the greedy is the framework which can easily convert, you can convert any greedy algorithm to randomized algorithm. Any confusion on that? You can convert any greedy algorithm to randomized algorithm. Yes or no? Can anybody respond? Any greedy algorithm can be converted to
Yes, sir.
randomized algorithm. Because wherever you are using a selection, that is to be replaced by a random selection. And you know how to control. When there are 20 numbers, you are generating a random number between 1 to 20. Okay, if you control that algorithm properly, that repeat case is not going to be arise. So you know there are various flavors, whether it will be say Road, Las Vegas, Monte Carlo, you can design. That is the reason the greedy I talked to few times, and maybe if required again we'll talk again, because the greedy this is also one type of heuristic algorithm. Greedy is a heuristic algorithm. Randomized is also a heuristic algorithm. Only difference is that in randomized algorithm we take a only order of constant time to evaluate. Some greedy algorithm we take some time to evaluate where to select. Right, so any greedy algorithm can be converted to randomized algorithm. Okay, sharing is being done. That is today I have shared 301, 303, 401, 402, and I think 500 the series dynamic programming I have already shared 500. I mean it is on the top 5 files you will be finding 301, 303, 401, 402, and 500 is the basic of the dynamic programming. Okay, dynamic programming, right? uh, then I'll share one thing which always I talk about. This is an old paper. I say ki if you'll sum up everything, that how a 01 knapsack problem will be solved. And for my UG courses I told people I'll give you 10 marks, you write 5 algorithms for me. The question is also told in advance. So now I am going to share a paper with you, that is how a 01 knapsack problem is being treated. And this is one of the paper published, and the good about of this paper is they have used the paradigm. They did some simulation. They did some simulation. Those people are sitting with the laptop and others. You can download to see that one. I mean, or I'll be sharing the view. Okay, uploaded. Huh? Anybody has got that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You go through that.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this will clear your everything. How actually you see the algorithms are not properly written. This is what we are critical, and then finally you look into the graphs what they did. They tried to implement that. Actually, very old paper. And one thing they have introduced genetic algorithm. That's why this will be taught to you. And you see, you should look into the table where they are comparing a number of items, brute force, greedy algorithm, branch and bound, dynamic programming, genetic algorithm. You look into the profit value. Okay, so this explains you that which algorithm produces optimal solution. So try to experiment with many. Once the program is ready, you can do many things. This is a very crude one. Now I think if you look into the graph, those people are attending the lab, you can do the much better graph than that. I am confident on that. Okay, so let us come to the dynamic. I don't think anything on greedy I need to share with you. Uh, okay, now we'll move to dynamic programming. And dynamic programming, the major things I have said, and the only thing is left about is your backtracking and branch and bound. Uh, so here also we talk about the heuristic, and sometimes is very much similar to the problem solving and others. Okay, without looking into criticality, uh, I can do one thing. I'll be sharing the first part. Yes, I am sharing. There are 70. This is a beginning slide. I'll be sharing the two files. If you use your own time, then branch and bound, the particularly search. Okay. Uh, you can go through that, and we'll discuss something in leisure hour. But this slide, you look into that. Is it visible classification of the branch and bound?
Yes, sir.
You look into the role of the data structure. Look into that. Branch and bound algorithm, different implementation. Got it? Huh? Branch and bound is a algorithm framework. You write or I write or anybody writes, algorithm structure is fixed. Got it? Algorithm basic structure is fixed. But when we look into designing a new algorithm, here first one uses a FIFO data structure, right? Second one is uses a LIFO data structure. Third one is uses, yes, priority queue. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Without understanding anything, just you look into that for implementation. When there is a priority queue, now game is with you. Which priority queue you will select? You are looking into a paper, he has used Maxiv. Now there are number of queue you have studied in data structure, right? Why don't you try with MinMaxif? What's wrong on that? Might be MinMax with the better company. Got it? So second, you come to the heuristic. Heuristic, you need to understood. Heuristic, you can propose a heuristic. I can propose a heuristic. N number of persons can propose n different heuristic. So for a single problem, I can have a n solution. Then we need to evaluate which heuristic works. This is a major slide, but the algorithm structure is fixed because if I'll move to the quickly, you see the solution space. The solution space I have to arrange as a tree. That is must. for backtracking and branch and bound, my solution space is to be arranged as a tree. When you look into the tree, binary tree, the height is fixed, but how the complexity will differ? The complexity will differ by applying this is a bounding function. So the only important contribution from a researcher, suppose again I'm telling you, if you are looking into algorithm, somebody claimed that I have developed a branch and bound algorithm. And but if he or she has not mentioned explicitly the bounding function, means that is they are cheating. They are not providing the information. First look into that. If somebody says a branch and bound algorithm, first it must be in a general framework. Algorithm structure everybody knows. It is a tree and you have to perform a search. There are two alternatives, BFS, DFS. Right. When I am coming to the brute force method, I have to visit all the leaf nodes. So I am moving like a DFS, right? So when you look into these problems in the backtracking, then you have to apply a bounding function. So bounding function must be defined. So what a new designer will do, he will develop another bounding function. And if your bounding function is going to give you less time and a good quality of result, then your algorithm is a better algorithm. Okay, so this is talks about, and now you see, and somebody told on that day about the Hamming distance. You see, this is a cost function, gx plus hx, and from this state, if I'm going to this state, I need to calculate hx and gx. So I told number of times, unless and until you will put this type of function, it cannot be programmed. So the contribution for a new algorithm comes from this. Somebody has proposed Cx equal to Gx and Hx, and you are proposing a new formula. That's all. Only one line or a few lines will lead to a new algorithm. Okay. So this I am sharing, but uh, just step by step explaining. Maybe it is sometimes it would be tedious if you're solving the 4-queen problem and going through the explanation and 15 puzzle problem. Try to solve the moves, how it takes into different things. Okay, have a look into that. I am not insisting you should do a study, because it will be a burden again, because there will be number of slides and others, and maybe you'll be wondering or appreciate that we cover it in the UG course. Okay, so I am going to share this thing. So this is for branch and bound, that is the 800 series. Okay, I'll be sharing the 800 series on the branch and bound. Let me share first. I'm again sharing something 802. Okay. So please look into the Microsoft team data structure and algorithm folder. So these are the file starts with numeric values, that is 500 dynamic programming, 402 greedy container, 401 greedy basics, 303 binary search, 301 divide and conquer basic, and then I have of 800 the chapter number 8 as branch and bound introduction, and 802. Uh, yes, if anybody can open the 802, I'll have a interesting stop there. 802. something might be little bit of editing is required in 802, but there will be some spelling mistakes in 802. I'll be updating that one and sharing with you again. Just this will be the last slide for from my side for today's discussion. Then I'll take on any question from you or requirement. Now, look into this. What exactly? Compare the. Is it visible to you? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So compare the performance of 4 different approaches to solving the knapsack problem: dynamic programming, backtracking, least cost branched bound, and FIFO branched bound. Okay. So we have to prepare a data set. You know how to prepare a data set randomly with help of writing the programs. What we talk about in the sorting techniques, we can prepare a random data set, and the paper which we have attached, you can do the similar type of things. Okay. So with this thing, you try to look into that because these are the few tests are available. You know, tracing this thing is only explained in the Sahani properly. Not even algorithms are written and people try to solve a problem. This you see, this is Sahani's algorithm. It looks very simple. Uh, so for solving 01 knapsack, it's a typically search problem, and calculating the capacity and the profit uses the different variables. So this is easy. But this only this thing is there are a lot of things is to be added to here. I mean, we sometimes discuss in the class and without putting the details into the slide. So only something I'm interested that is this programming exercise. So 802, many things to be added there. Huh? Many things to be added there. Okay, that's all from my side. Then if anything you required, I remember I'll post it mathematically. For randomized quick sort, I'll post. For quick select, I'll post my hand notes. I'll post a recurrence relation, different examples I'll post, and solutions to the master's theorem that I'll post. Okay, so 3 posts are pending from my side. So anything you need further, you can ask for that. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, can you please spare some time to describe the quick select because you
Yeah,
told
quick select.
you will.
Quick select I'll discuss. Quick select very simple. It will take 1 minute. You see, you want to find out the kth largest. If you accidentally find out that kth largest in first pass during quick sort, that means you are selecting an item which is kth largest. Okay, in the first pass.
No, sir, I'm confused about the numbers there.
Numbers means what
Means
exactly?
how it is like 0.7. They have directly written 0.7 and all these numbers.
Okay, okay. Quick, you want in quick select. Quick
Yes, sir.
select. Quick select. Yes, yes. So 0.7 anywhere they have written na, they must have taken example of 10 element. Got it?
Yes.
Without 10 element,
But
how they
there
can?
n was 35. They took a group of 7 and each array was having 5 elements.
5 elements. Okay, that you are talking from the divide and conquer. I mean, selection problem from Sunnybrook.
Yes, sir.
Uh, where it is actually? Which page, chapter you are referring? You are with the divide and conquer or with any other chapter? Hello?
It was under quick shot only. Sir,
Selection.
let me
No, it is on the selection paradigm or in any other paradigm. I mean, just selection problem is discussed separately because there are many times selection problem is discussed.
Yes, sir, selection only.
Selection only, okay. That is on which chapter? But as per,
1 minute.
please.
Sir,
Article number
page
3.7.
178. Yes, sir.
Article number 3.7. Yes. Okay. Then I'll be sharing that thing also. Right? 3.7 might be not immediately today. Got it. That is under divide and conquer. I think I have to check. But selection problem, okay, we'll only sharing the divide and conquer approach using selection problem. Okay. Algorithm I'll share. I'll also share you the solving the recurrence lesson for that. Right. Okay, that will be done. Huh? Anything else?
Sir, any assignment you're going to share for executive students?
Executive students, all are PhD students. I'll take on all the PhD students separately. Assignments are like this. It will be typically the advanced data structure, for which you will be preparing for 1 hour presentation. You have to prepare a report on the LaTeX, followed by 1 hour presentation in the team to the other group people. So I want a little bit of discussion or interaction with all the people individually. I don't want to assign a complete data structure which is totally out of your scope, and I want to do that. Sometimes it will be application type, sometimes it will be a new data structure. New data structure idea is that if you understood that data structure, that might help you to correlate to your problem. That was the thought. Or there was a second option. Yes, my director's call, please. Sir, namaskar. This is the usual interruption. Any moment I can get a call from my director. Okay. So yes, anything more?
So you were saying that for regarding the presentation to other group and also.
No, presentation that I'll fix up. Maybe possible. I don't know. I'll do it on Monday only. I'll try to do it because let me figure out my schedules for the coming week. because there are many meetings, and getting the continuous the meeting notice, it's not actually holiday for everybody, but so I think on Friday also I'll be in a tight position. One of the meetings starts at 11:30. I'll let you know on that day, or maybe I have to reschedule my class. I'll try to do it on Monday. What time actually? I don't know. I have to check the timetable by what time PhD students will be free.
Sir,
Monday.
maybe few of them may be working. I'm also working, but if we can have a
No, we can take.
morning one,
I don't have any
morning or
problem.
evening.
I can.
Yeah.
Evening, I'll be comfortable from 8 p.m. onwards, also 9 p.m. I don't have any problem. Preferably, we'll see maybe from 8 to 9 at.
Morning.
I have. No, not morning. It will be in the evening.
Perfect.
But definitely not in the afternoon. Or even if I discuss in afternoon with few people, again I can keep it for evening, maybe from 8 to 9, and afternoon I'll see what time it will be comfortable. For me, actually, the comfortable time is 3 to 4. Why I know 3 to 4 normally meetings are not scheduled. Either it starts from 3:30 or 4. So I'm keeping two times on Monday. One is from 8 to 9, one is from 3 to 4. So that we can finalize the topic. So advantage is this, let me tell you very frankly. If you're really looking into 3 or 4 papers, 5 papers, looking into a typical data structure, summarizing them, like look into the DNS. When we are searching in the DNS, if I'll use a linear array, DNS result time will be more. If I am sorting those DNS names in binary, it will be still a little bit of improvement. And there are different type of data structure is there. And can you say which one is the appropriate data structure to maintain a DNS in memory? That means it sometimes recommend a particular data structure should built into the hardware so that DNS resolving DNS will be faster. I mean, we have a technical something like a circular binary search and others. So if you do little bit of work, then at least you can have a very good report, and you can encash that report in terms of publication, either in terms of a book chapter or in terms of a publication in a conference. The same thing, whatever we did in assignment, you can encash it. Your PhD problem might be different. That I won't want to comment, either disturb or suggest on that. If you do something in the assignment, if you write in a proper format, at least if you by referring few papers, because there are many things you can learn immediately, how to write it in the LaTeX, how to arrange the reference, how to do it properly. So for submission you are doing it, and after after that 1 or 2 months, if you are doing little bit of tuning to that, you can encash that. It will be a value addition. So that is the whole idea we try to do, but we cannot pressurize or insist the people. I think if I'll trying with a dozen of people, definitely a few people will able to encash it. Otherwise, it's a part of your 20 marks assignment. Okay, it is a
Yes, sir.
20 marks assignment. So that is the plan. Few topics are ready, and but I want to talk to everybody personally to know the comfortable zone or what they can do, from where they can get the material to do that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So anything anybody has to ask, or any demand that I can meet you or demand? So if not, we'll close the session. Thank you sparing your time in holiday. Okay.
Sir,
Please.
not related to course, just like
Yes.
the general administration question. Like, I
Yes.
mean, we last you gave an update like 1 month back when he started. Like, there's no discussion on coming back to campus and all. Like, is
So
there some?
coming back to the campus is really a challenging one, because you see it's a huge campus. The concern, though I am not the member of the committee, but because we sit in the management sometimes, people are actually scared to bring the people, because if somebody got affected, the medical facility is not in that way adequate. I mean, number of beds are not available here. Few days back, one of our dean got infected, and he has to send back to the Bhubaneswar with a lot of difficulties, even getting a bed in the Bhubaneswar. College is ready to pay for the good hospital, but beds are not available. It is ultimately a medical breakdown, because this thing is being hidden from many people all over the India. There is a medical breakdown. If you even if you carry money from in your pocket and carry 1 crore rupees and go to someone that you admit me, also you require lot of formalities. Sometimes the decision is politically, I mean, all the seat hospital seat mostly is being controlled by the government. So that's why people are so scared to call the people. Let us say everything is good, it's fine. If somebody got infected, what best treatment can be given? You see, there is a lot of brainstorming. A lot of people are in for and against, and a few people opposed, even resigned from their post, opposing that. Okay, we don't want to put the students into risk. The way we are continuing in the mm, online mode will continue. It's like that. But the good thing I am telling you, despite of all these things, campus is going on. People are placed. Okay, campus is going on for IT people. Campus is going on. So that's why we cannot delay the session. We'll continue. Just like lab, other core departments, they are not able to conduct the lab. For them, they are planning in December. What I feel for computer science people, I think if we'll manage one semester like this, or maybe December. I don't think in December they will be in a position to call you, because nobody is there to call you. Not to you, not to anybody even. And another challenging is this: the students, those who have completed with this year BTech, MTech, or MSc, all hostels are. I mean, majority of the rooms are not cleared by the people. They are being allowed to come and they to take their luggages. I think this meeting it will be clarified. I told you now Friday 11:30. There's a meeting. There are something related to other IT infrastructure issues, who's related to the hostel. So I think I'll get a clear picture. So no plan, no plan. Nothing has been decided, but only they are calling only 50 students in a batch in the interval of I think 1 week or 15 days. PhD students, senior PhD students, those who have completed 3 years. That is in progress. You see, I'm also officially sharing, unofficially sharing with this thing. Vacation has started. Good many people left the campus. Okay, where they went? They went to their native to celebrate puja. So when they will come, are you sure none of them was infected? These are the challenges actually, really tough. So I maybe in end of the December, or they can think something. But don't worry for that. Okay.
Not worried about that actually, sir. Like exams and all, how will it be conducted?
So
Evaluations, like all those are like
you see, evaluation. You see, evaluation. We have many mode of evaluation in my department. We have inbuilt software to conduct the exam. For CS department, I can host immediately a server. I can do MCQ at any time. But in Microsoft Team also we can do it. Uh, we have also conducted a written mode exam for the back paper and other people. Um, Let it be there. I mean, let them decide. Or sometimes some thoughts are there. Okay, we won't conduct the exam. We complete the course first semester. We'll start the second semester in time, and hopefully, when things will be normal with 1 month gap, both the semesters exam can be conducted, so that people will not lose the season. Because ultimately, you see, degree has to be completed in time. So we did everything regularly. We complete our BTech in time. We even BTech students last year, those who are employed, they join in time. BTech, MTech, everybody, everything is completed in time. So that's why this mode has to continue. And exam actually it will be decided. It is a Senate's decision also. I cannot comment. Though fortunately I'm part of the IT infrastructure, so my views are taken, my strengths were asked, how I can support, what I can do for conducting the exam, what are the alternative methods are available. Of course, final call I have to take, but supplementary and executive PhD exam, all those things we have conducted in the written mode. We have conducted the written exam because the population was less. For you people, let us wait for at least for the month of November. Okay.
So written exam means it will online. You have to write something, or it is something you have to write and upload. This thing.
You have to write and upload actually, which was conducted for executive PhD. Actually, it has to be decided depending on the subjects and others, but all department have conducted. For executive PhD, it is something that they have to write and upload. And sometimes some people have got the back paper for them also. Exam was conducted, they have to write and upload. Of course, the number are very few, so that's why it is able to monitor. For you people, MCQ is the must that a teacher has to conduct through Microsoft Team or Moodle or any other software. Number of teachers are conducting also. Continuous assessments are going on. Either it will be on the Microsoft Team or you have a Moodle. I think Moodle, your roll number and login password that can be enabled. We are actually in the process of integrating the Moodle to Microsoft Team. We are updating our Moodle server. We'll integrate that, so both the platform will be available. Okay. In Moodle also we have a provision that we can write and upload. So let us decide. I mean, it's not decided at the Senate level what to do. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes,
what
please.
can be the earliest time we can expect the MTech first year semester to happen?
Definitely not in December because you have started 1 month late, na?
Yes, sir.
So definitely it will be towards the December end, I think, because you exclude these holidays, number of work days to be calculated. So it will be December, because in fact there was a plan. People are expecting things will be normal and let the semester continue. It was decided that it will be 70-30. 30 mark will be the teacher assessment and 70 mark will be the exam. There will be no midterm exam. In a single go, there will be a written exam. Right. This was the thought for all the semesters. Okay. I think 70 or 80, something is like that. And there will be no midterm exam. That was decided. And lab and others will go like a continuous assignment and checking. It was planned for December, but for masters definitely it will be deferred by 3 to 4 weeks because UG started actually. I think in August. I think it is started. Then yours in the, I think, what is the first day starting the class?
21st
September.
21st September. But definitely it will be the last week of December, not before that. Okay. But there will be no midterm exam. It was decided. So in fact, they have a plan to call the people in December. But there are many issues. Maybe they will only calling. They definitely they will call batch wise. The whole students will not be called. Maybe the first attempt to call the PhD students first. The good number of PhD students, even more than the MTech students. Let them first settle with the PhD students. Hardly they called one batch of 50 students till now. The second batch will be called in the first week of November. So don't expect, my personal view, don't expect anything to be completed with the class. All will be online. Only exam, there's a question mark. These are the modes actually discussed in that meeting. I'm not, as per my designation, I'm not the member of the Senate, but because I support IT infrastructure, I was always a special invitee. So that was a different thought. Some people says, okay, we'll continue the semester, and if not possible, in worst case, let the first semester is over, second semester is over, exam will be in the summer. But we let the course will roll on. I mean, let the course will continue. Then another thought, if there is a good situation, I mean, improvement is there, it will be in December, but no midterm exam. Okay, with a single written exam, it will be 80 or 70, something was decided. I didn't remember actually. So anything else? We will. Okay.
So any more
Maybe,
classes you're planning, sir?
yeah. If you are comfortable, maybe on Wednesday we can meet the
Okay.
same time at 9 a.m.
Sure.
Wednesday. No classes I'm planning. In fact, I'm waiting if you other people will join. I can take the class. I have shown you. I can say you what's the basic difference with the conventional algorithm and the machine learning and others. There is always a question mark. People ask if I know the conventional algorithm design, how can it helps? So yes, Subham, you are asking anything? Not exactly. Okay. So thank you. I'm
Thank you, sir.
closing the meeting.